I'm sitting in a 1965 Plymouth Belvedere II. I bought this car up in Michigan and had to retrieve it in a kind of a snowstorm. I was like the only person on the road, so I guess that kind of shows how dumb I might have been. A little snowy here, but there she is, 65 Plymouth Belvedere II. So I'm gonna drop the battery in there, see if I can get to fire up and get to my truck. There we go. But brought it back down here to North Carolina. It's actually closer to home here. This car came by way of Tennessee, it looks like, and before that there's a dealer sticker on the trunk lid that I believe says Mississippi. So this was a southern car, which probably explains why it's not rotted out. You know, there doesn't appear to be any salt damage or anything like that, so I guess it wasn't in Michigan for very long. The first thing is getting into the trunk. Did not get a set of trunk keys, and the owner before me had never been in the trunk, if I remember right, so who knows what might be in there. So I guess the first thing to do is probably break into the trunk. I want to try a bunch of keys that I have. Maybe I'll look out one of them will fit the trunk lock. If not, I guess it's going through the back seat and see what goodies or treasures or illegal things I might find in the trunk and have to get rid of. It's always fun to go treasure hunting in old cars. So I guess we'll get started on that, just to see what might be in the trunk. Plus, you know, if you go to sell a car, you probably want the trunk to be able to be opened. And if you buy a car, you probably want the trunk to be able to be opened so you can use it. Yeah. So let's go do that. I'm not sure if somebody tried to get in there at some point. It's like somebody tried shoving a screwdriver in there, maybe. Well, I'm gonna get my collection of keys and see if I might luck out. I've never been able to luck out. Though other people seem to luck out all the time with random keys. So I'm gonna give it a whirl. fit. Nope. Nope. I have a feeling I'm not going to be lucky. Different kind of blank. Nope. Nope. Well, that didn't work. Well, as expected, trying all my different keys didn't work. So, I guess that means we get to climb through the back seat. Who locks only one side of the car doors? There we go. So, under the back seat, got some change, extra heater push button for the dash. I guess it's a spare because it's still on the dash. And good old mouse nest. Love those. Not really. Oh, and oh, there's the mouse. Yummy. Okay. Well, at least they're not alive. That makes it more fun. Looks like they got the build sheet in the nest. So now we need to bend these tabs. After removing those two tabs on the bottom, you just lift the seat up. And off it comes. Package tray. And board on the back, which has multiple bent tabs. Secure it. Should take loose. And what do we got in there? Looks like a whole lot of nothing too great. Some fluids. Trunk panel liners maybe. A buffing wheel. Well, now I get to take those bolts loose for that trunk latch right there, and that way I can get the trunk open. So one option is to climb in there. Another option is just get a whole bunch of extensions. So let's get a whole bunch of extensions, or at least try to. That way I don't have to try to squeeze my not so skinny self inside this back seat area. Oh, part of the build sheet's still there. Mice didn't quite get to that one all the way. They did make some nest in the seat back as well though. Okay, let's get some extensions. All right. Oh. Nice dead blow hammer. So don't look like there's anything too great in here. I got a jug of oil. Tools, that's always nice. There's a service manual, that's cool. The extra taillight lens, Pertronics, license plate frame, the original side view mirror, but busted out glass. Oh, there's the armrest that was missing. Some screws, throttle cable, grease, hammer, drill bit set, almost empty carburetor cleaner, and empty, ooh, restores lost power. It's empty though. No spare tire, no jack. Ooh, excuse me, kind of dusty. Okay, well, no good treasures, unfortunately. I guess I'll go get a new trunk lock so that it can work with a key instead of having to do this. So to replace the trunk lock, we got to take this little access cover off. And yes, I'm using my Swiss Army knife because I have it on me. And because it makes some people angry. So I'll just keep using it. Okay, and that right there is the clip that holds the cylinder in. So, pry that, or at least attempt to. And that one's in there good. There we go. Pull that out. I'll leave that there for the next owner in case they want to get a key made for it. So I guess I'll go see about getting a replacement. Well, I was digging around in the back of the car and I found a brand new trunk lock set. So I guess I don't have to go buy one. Got the replacement lock cylinder installed. So now you can open the trunk from the outside. This is the fancier model, as you can see here. Belvedere II. There was a Belvedere I, which was a lower trim level. So this one would have fancier trim, some more looking good stuff like the chrome around the door frames and the fancier interior, as you can see there. This was a B body. You had the A body, B body, and C body from smallest to largest. So this would be your mid-size. Front seat's got some wear, but it is original. And 65 would be the first year for a column shift automatic. 64 was still push button, which would have been over here. You can kind of see that the heater controls right there match what the push buttons would have looked like the previous year. This car does have a radio. And the interior is pretty fancy. Headliner's in good shape. I believe the Belvedere I would have had rubber floor mats. This one has carpet since it is the fancier model. And you can see there speedometer, temperature, gas, and alternator gauge, and an oil pressure light. And over there to the right would have been where a clock would have been had it been optioned with one. And this car does have factory seat belts in the front. Lap belts, of course. And plenty of places to get rid of your ashes while you're smoking. You got one on each armrest in the back. Could use a little grease on that hinge. up front, you got an ashtray here. And a cigarette lighter. Oh, and a mystery switch. I don't know what that does. No idea. Oh. Is that the ignition? I guess at some point maybe that was... They must have lost the key and wired in an ignition switch there or something. Only thing I can think of having a toggle and a button. I guess they eventually fixed it with this replacement switch. And you do have a glove box. This one does have a locking one, but the glove box is missing. You do have a little record card here. 1967, this car had 63,445 miles. Huh. No, actually, I read that wrong. In 1967, this car had 7,447 miles. That's the dealer code, 63445. Under the hood of this car is a 318 Poly V8, coupled to an automatic transmission. And right here's the heater controls. Off heat, defrost, cool. You pull this lever down to get warmer. And your blower switch is down here. 3-speed. You can see the oil lot. And over here, brake release, headlights, and wipers. This car needs a little work. The accelerator pump's kind of dead. Sound, dual exhaust. Probably had a single exhaust from the factory. Ford Robertson Motors Inc. Ripley, Mississippi, it looks like. I'll shut this engine off so you can actually hear me. See here, got your standard 318 Poly V8. I think you could also get a 273 V8, which was the LA version. This is an A engine, and then also the slant 6. Yeah, I don't recall. I guess you might could have got a big block in these at this point, but I'm not entirely sure. Have to research that one. This car is manual everything, so no power steering pump, no power brakes. Pretty simple under the hood, 2-barrel carburetor, nothing crazy. And like I said, this here, a few dents on the trunk, no big deal. Ford Robertson Motors Inc., Chrysler Dodge Plymouth, Ripley, Mississippi, it looks like it said. Maybe that was the original dealership that the car came from. And these cars, the gas fill is in the back. Got your reverse lights here. This car's not in too bad a shape. dents on the hood, which you can see here. 318. There's some evidence of being in Tennessee. Hardman County, Tennessee, wheel tax. Not a bad looking car. You can see they tried to mimic the Fury full-size car. It's got a similar looking grille. Even the front grille emblem is very similar to a 65 Fury, as well as the hood emblem. It's nice to have a working trunk lock. Trunk is pretty spacious and not in bad shape either. The spare tire would have mounted kind of up there where that little mount is, so you'd have a little bit more trunk space. Got the jack instructions still there. Carburetor needs a new accelerator pump, I'm sure. First taking off, it don't like that. Without having that shot of gas that it needs. But once you get going, it's fine. This is a 3-speed automatic Torqueflite. Manual steering's not too hard. Come on, carburetor. Yeah, that thing definitely needs a new accelerator pump. Man here. I won't pull out onto incoming traffic in case this carburetor decides to do something stupid. Gotta kind of feather it. Not sure how much gas is in this thing. Not sure if the gas gauge works. Guess I won't go too far just in case. from home. Brakes work good. It's always a bonus. Handles pretty good too. Nice ride, really. That was a short ride in a 65 Plymouth Belvedere II. You may have noticed that there's no speedometer needle. That's because it broke off, I guess. And that's about it for a showcase of a 65 Plymouth Belvedere II. See the V8 badge on the fender. Pretty cool car. Well, I hope you enjoyed your car show, walk around, or tour, or whatever you want to call it, of a 65 Plymouth Belvedere II. And maybe you got a better understanding of what this car is, how it works. And it doesn't have a whole lot of features, but I guess you saw some of them. So, till next time, and the next car.